Hello, and welcome to my JPA artifact project presentation. I would first like to begin by defining the different components of my project that allow it to function. There are 5 main files that are used within my project to interact with JPA and Maven and allow my program to communicate smoothly to MySQL. First is the POM XML. This file contains all of the information associated with my Maven connection, which gives me the ability to use pre-existing resources that make life easier. Next is the persistence XML, which holds valuable data related to the connection to MySQL and the source that provides the persistence. By persistence, I am referring to the connection of the data to the actual databases. As you can see here, it contains the name, and then the persistence provider, which contains the driver, the URL, and the login credentials. Now I will walk through the 3 files that contain the actual foundation of the program. First is the list item.java. This list item class contains the model/entities/pojo/ whatever you want to call it. It contains the annotations that tell JPA how this entity needs to interact/communicate between Java and SQL. It also contains methods that allow for us to interact with the instance objects that are created on our end. As you can see, the different entities that are used by JPA to interact with SQL. Next is the list item helper.java, which contains the logic behind the methods that are used to interact with the database and its associated tables. This file contains much of the actual JSQL language and also the entity manager, or I should say, the entity manager in all of its instances. As you can see here, entity manager and some of the instances that are created, as well as the JSQL, not quite SQL. Persistence defines the connection data to the database. Oh, sorry. The entity manager provides the operations from and to the database, finds objects, persists them, and removes objects, and more. Now the exciting part, the start program file, which contains the user prompts as well as the user interaction menu. Once the user selects an option, the start program file passes that option over to the list item helper file to actually execute the logic of each option. So you can see in here all the different methods that are being used and how it is being passed on to the different methods within the list item helper. So let's go ahead and give this a shot, why don't we? I'll go ahead and swipe this over and run it. Hello and welcome to Tate's Tune Tent is the prompt that it gives. It says select an option. I'll go ahead and start by adding an instrument. Enter the instruments class. Let's do percussion. Enter an instrument. Let's do snapping. Snappy. Alrighty, it says login was successful. Let's go ahead and take a look here, see what we see on our end. Nope, looks like it already had snapping in there. We'll see how that works. Okay, now we have 2 snappers within our band, or within my tune tent, I should say. So let's go ahead and let's edit that. We have too many snappers, of course. So let's see. How would you like to search? Well, we could do either one, but let's go ahead and search by the instrument. So enter the instrument, snapping. So it's got 2 different instances of that, of course. Let's do the one that I just added. Tree snapping from percussion. Would I like to update the instrument class or update the instrument? Let's update the instrument here. So instead of snapping, let's do clapping. We don't have anybody clapping. Yeah, we need somebody clapping for us. Alrighty, now that that was executed, let's refresh over here. Instead of snapping, it now says clapping. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and try the next option, which is delete an instrument. Class to delete. I don't think that we actually need anybody clapping for us. So let's go ahead and just search for percussion. Enter the instrument to delete. Sorry, clapper. Alrighty, let's take a look on our end. Clapping percussion 351 is no longer there. Unfortunately, we no longer have anybody clapping for us. Let's go ahead and check out what kind of list we have here. So if we look here, percussions, we got drums, snare, triangle, mostly just percussions in our band, a single flute. So, I mean, I don't know about you, but that's about the best band that I can think of right here. Now, for the last option was just to leave Tate's Tune Tent. Let's give that one a shot. Then it gives a little prompt here. Thanks for visiting Tate's Tune Tent. We hope you have a groove-tastic day. And this connection is just letting you know that it was closed out, log out successful. Awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed.